Good morning, Bob Allman, Nashua, New Hampshire. It is August 30th, 2013. I'm going to start out with a song called Autumn Leaves. We're coming into that season here in New Hampshire. And then we're going to talk about something real interesting. But we're going to start with Autumn Leaves, a little of a great standard. Yeah, little Autumn Leaves. Good way to start the morning. And I'll just turn off my amp here. Good to see you all today. Great day here in New Hampshire. And hey, I'm here to talk today about a very, very important topic. It is called imagination. Imagination, that's the key. And we're gonna mix it in with a little visualization. Visualization, imagination. That's what we're going to talk about today. And I want to say that I was inspired by a call we had this morning. John Blaze Chetman took over the call, our morning call. We have the morning mindset call, and I'll put a link to that below. It's a wonderful generic call. Everybody's invited. What a great way to start my day. 9 a.m. Eastern time, 6 a.m. Pacific time, where John happened to be. So he was up real early. Paul usually runs the calls, and he's over in Idaho. He's up pretty early too. So, but either way, it's a worthwhile call, and we have a replay of it all day, completely generic, available to everybody. Now we're going to talk about imagination and visualization. Where do these play? You know, Napoleon Hill, in the chapter we talked about, which was also emphasizing the sixth sense. Which is, you know, another thing that ties in here. How does this tie in to our lives, to improving our lives? Well, what happens is, and here's my take on it. When we're young, our dreams are very real to us, and I don't mean only the dreams we have when we're sleeping. I'm meaning, I mean, I don't know about you, but when I was in school, I was so bored. I was constantly daydreaming, and I'm sure many of us did a lot of that when we were young. But those seemed very real. we'd have these little dreams. Our imaginations would run wild. Or we'd get together with our friends. We'd do all kinds of stuff, and we'd be living it at the moment. I mean, it would be completely real. We believed everything would happen. If someone asked you when you were young, what did you want? What do you want to be when you grow up? Didn't you always? Weren't you right on whatever it was? Maybe it was a fireman. I mean, a lot of us wanted to be firemen because we admired them. But the thing is, whatever it was, maybe you wanted to be just run a business or something. Maybe you wanted to be a doctor. I know you. I used to do a little playing of doctor when I was young. But anyway, the thing is that it was also real. Our minds, our imaginations were vivid. Everything. And we just knew that whatever we thought about, there was never a doubt those things would happen. It was kind of like the night before Christmas, and I happen to be Jewish, so let's say the night before Hanukkah, but the night before Christmas, the excitement of knowing the presents were going to be there. That knowledge, that kind of excitement in life, that knowledge, that being able to see, to visualize. What happens as we grow up? Well, we get all this negative stuff comes in from all kinds of sources. We watch far too much TV. We get all negative from that. Reading negative news, talking to people about negative stuff, teachers, filling our heads with some crazy stuff and some good stuff too. I'm not going to condemn all teachers. Teachers are wonderful. I had many, many good ones. But there are some that aren't so good, and even sometimes our well-meaning relatives and friends, always well-meaning, but sometimes filling our heads with stuff that tends to take away from our dreams and our imagination. What happens is eventually the imagination starts withering, the dreams start dying, we start accepting, we start settling, we start saying, well maybe I better do this. Maybe I better, major in this, just in case. Or maybe I really shouldn't go for that. It might be too hard. Maybe I ought to just do the safe route. My father, who hated his post office job, hated it. Used to drink all the time after work because he was trying to block out, the day. It was like he hated it. He complained about it all through the years. When I got older, he said to me, "Why don't you take the test for the post office?" I said, what are you talking about? He says, well, yeah, you didn't really, at that point I hadn't had any college. He says, you don't really seem like you want to go to college. So, I think you should do the post office. I said, well, what do you mean? I thought you hated your job. He says, well, I hate it, but, it's got very good benefits, he told me. So I realized he was doing, he worked like 20, 25 years at a job he hated because he wanted the benefits. But what was he doing to himself during that time period? And again, there may have been many other reasons. He drank too much, but the fact of the matter is, he spent a lot of time in the bar. Lunch hours, after work, and everything else, drinking to kind of forget the day. I said, no, I don't want to do that, Dad. I don't think you liked it, and you like it, and I want to do what I like. I want to do what I want. And I gravitated eventually towards music. Music was my thing. And then as I needed even more money because music wasn't bringing enough money, I got into sales, and I had a great career in sales. Now I'm involved in internet marketing, getting paid to express my ideas on the internet, having a ball doing it. Going to be traveling very soon. I might even buy a motorhome and just do a bunch of traveling that way. But I know I'm starting out with Florida for at least 6 months, and I might, who knows? The plans are open. My imagination is running wild. My visualization. I'm now back to like I was when I was kind of a kid, a child. I mean, I've got wild imagination, and I can do anything. I know that I can do and have anything I want. There's absolutely no doubt in my mind. I'm doing that. I'm creating the things in my life that I want. I'm manifesting them. God is helping me, and God is, I'm within God. God is within me. We're working together on this, but it's a creative process, and I use my imagination. I visualize things, and then they happen. Somebody said to me the other day, you almost seem to be able to read the future. Yeah, I do, because I predict the future, because I know I create it. I create the future for me. So I can see my future. I told her, she was kind of looking at me as if I could predict hers. I said, well, no, I don't do that. I says, I can't tell you what your future is. Only you can tell you. But as I can tell what mine is, and I always know because I create it. I make it happen. And so that's what I wanted to stress today. Napoleon Hill tells us to visualize for 30 minutes a day. I don't know that I always make it that much, but I know I do. I try to do a certain amount of just closing my eyes, visualizing, picturing what I want in my life with detail, trying to see it, and I know that pushes me more towards it every day. And I'm watching the things that I think about and visualize then happen. So I see them first in my mind, and then they happen. Napoleon Hill also stresses auto-suggestion, which I do a lot of. I was in Atlantic City last weekend. Had a wonderful conference, and I was on the beach just at one point walking along, and people might I mean I didn't care what people think, but I was like talking to myself, having a ball, doing all this auto suggestion stuff while I'm walking down the beach, and I have fun with that. Auto suggestion is very important. It's simply talking and commanding your subconscious mind for the things you want, and it's wonderful, and the way you want to feel, and everything else. So today we're going to have a great day, and I want to wish everybody a wonderful Friday, as we say on the call. Fantastic Friday. Have a great day, a great weekend. Look forward to catching you next time around. Take care. Bye-bye.